Welcome back, guys. Lightning Snow here today with another video. Obviously it's a versus battle video, and if you haven't seen the title or the thumbnail, today we're going to be talking about Haku versus Kimimaro. I know plenty of you were wanting to see Nagato versus Itachi, and again I've said this multiple times, but I'm sorry, but I actually got asked to do this fight both on my Instagram page and YouTube channel, so I figured I just need to go ahead and just do it to get it over with. Plus, it's a unique fight to go over anyway, so might as well just go ahead and do it. Now, before I start, I also want to just make this comment real quick. For those of you who send me suggestions, just know that I take these videos seriously, and no matter what suggestions that you throw out to me, I will do my best to thoroughly analyze them. And so if you ever hear me make jokes about like the characters in the battles or whatnot, just know that it's not to do it out of slight or like to make jokes at the expense of the characters, but I also want to keep my channels lively. I mean, that's why I like Swag Kage's and Seth Programmer's videos so much, because they keep it lively and they keep it, they don't just make it bland, because all the other channels out there, while they're good, they just kind of like say it like they're so stoic, and it just doesn't add any kind of like liveliness to the channel. So going forward in the video, just know that's my objective, and it's not for me to make jokes at the expense of the characters, because again, these are the videos that you guys suggested me, and I would take them seriously all the time. And I really do appreciate the love and support of y'all following me and subscribing and throwing out suggestions, because it keeps me wanting to come back and keep doing these versus battle videos. So with that all out of the way, let's go and get started. Now, when I first got suggested to do this fight, I'll be honest, I was actually pretty interested. I thought it'd be a great fight to go over, because they're two pretty unique characters that we don't get to see a lot of, and they both appeared in the OG Naruto, so I thought it'd be pretty cool. But to be honest with you, the more I thought about it, I was like, maybe not, because I'm pretty sure I know that. Well, okay, we'll go ahead and cover that later, but still, I'll go through and do the video anyway, because again, they're two unique characters who have similar backstories and have kind of actually met once before. So again, it's a good fight to go over, but like with all my videos, so what I'll do is go over to the scaling powers of both characters, determine the setting, and then go through the video accordingly. Now, the setting of this video may not matter too much. I'll get into that later about how it might affect the battle, but so going off of Haku first, we'll go obviously ice style, pinpoint accuracy, the crystal ice mirrors, and and such, and trained by Zabuza, taught him everything he knows. Then we go to Kimimaro, obviously high bone density, Keka Genkai, got 5 bone dances, and he has his 2 curse marks. I'm not going to add the curse marks for this fight, because I don't really think it's, 1, fair, and 2, don't really think it's really needed on Kimimaro's part. Now, unlike most of my videos where I go through the battle first and then get to my conclusion, I'm going to actually do the opposite today, because as many of you may hate it, I think Kimimaro stomps this fight, either with or without his curse mark. That's just my own personal opinion, and I'll go through why I think this way. So as I said before, the setting may or may not matter, because, okay, so going off of Haku's abilities. Now, because he has ice style, he also by extension has both wind style and water style. So we haven't really seen him use any wind style attacks ever. And Zabuza did say that he taught Haku everything he knows. So if we can only assume that, we can probably give Haku the water dragon jutsu, the giant vortex jutsu, and the water clone jutsu. And this is why I said the setting of the fight may or may not help, because if it takes place in somewhere like the Mist Village where there's more water accessible, then it makes it easier for Haku to perform water style jutsus. But if it doesn't, I mean, if you fight somewhere like where Kimimaro fought Gaara and Lee in Naruto, then I guess he could still perform the water dragon jutsu. I guess it'd just take a lot more chakra to do so. But to be honest with you guys, I don't really think that the setting would even matter to begin with, because we'll give Haku that fairness and say that the battle would take place somewhere like in the Leaf Village, maybe on the Great Naruto Bridge, who knows, anyway. Because realistically, there's really nothing Haku could do against Kimimaro's defenses. Like, just strictly speaking, Kimimaro has one of the best defenses in probably the entire Naruto series. And conversely, it's easy for him to attack. Like, he has a lot of attack potency because his defenses are so crazy. Now, I'll give a quick example of why I think Kimimaro wins this, and this may or may not be the conversation ender for a lot of you, but even if it isn't, I'll still go into thoroughly how I think this battle would still go. But just as an example, so when Haku killed Sasuke, or quote killed Sasuke, Naruto went into his baby QB chakra mode. I don't even know what you would call that. It's like maybe not even 5% of the QB chakra mode, and pretty much went to town on Haku. Like, he crushed his ice mirrors and even punched Haku so hard that he actually broke through his own mirror and went flying. So, and then it only took that one punch from Naruto really for Haku to be like, yeah, I'm no match for this kid. Now, on the other hand, fast forward, I don't know how many months later, Naruto is fighting Kimimaro in a much stronger version of that form, and not only fighting just Naruto, but like maybe 100 to 200 clones. And it seems like Kimimaro is having no trouble. Like, he's literally just playing around with Naruto, trying to like warm up or like limber up, because he hasn't fought in a while. And this is somebody who hasn't used any curse marks whatsoever and is still just going to town on this Naruto. So again, I'm not trying to make this sound like the conversation ender, but at the same time, that's a fair point if I've ever heard of one. And like I said, I will still go into this battle thoroughly and try to make more points, but I think another example that drives my point home is that the fact that Kimimaro, who, not really using a curse mark, he may have used a curse mark in this situation, but as far as I'm aware, if he did use a curse mark, it's on the first stage, and he went to town and soloed all of the Sound Ninja 4 in their first curse mark state, to the point where like they are taking direct orders from him now. So, and I'm going to go on a bet and say that if not all of the Sound Ninja 4 are stronger than Haku, most of them are, and they're definitely stronger than him altogether. So again, that's just a point that you can't really argue. Now again, for the people who want me to go through this thoroughly, again, I said I was going to, so I will. So let's set up a scenario to where, let's say, we'll go from Haku's point of view. Again, no matter where they're fighting at, let's just say it's the Great Naruto Bridge. And because of this fight, honestly, it's going to come down to whose Kikagenkai is the superior. And again, even without using curse mark, I am 100% confident that Kimimaro is the better Kikagenkai. And that's not to say that Haku isn't good either, but compared to someone like Kimimaro, just as another example, Kimimaro was pretty much second in line to be Orochimaru's vessel, next to Sasuke. That in itself speaks a volume. Like, that's a feat in itself if I've ever heard one. Now let's just say, for conversation's sake, that Haku was able to trap Kimimaro in his signature move, the ice mirrors, like he did with Naruto and Sasuke. What is Haku really gonna do? Maybe he could perform the water dragon jutsu from the mirrors, and that might do some damage, but all that would need to happen is, Kimimaro could just shoot his bones from his fingertips to break the ice mirrors, which I'm pretty sure it would be able to do, or eject the bones from his body and just use them as a shield, or go through the ice mirror, like just run towards the ice mirror with his bones out of his body, or use the Bracken dance that summons all of the bones from the ground. And not only that, but he does have the ability to travel through his bones. So worst case scenario, if he really felt like he needed to, he could just summon the Bracken dance and escape through the bones that are on the field. And let's say, for conversation's sake, that Haku did trap him in ice mirrors and throw water dragon jutsus at him. Kimimaro been able to tank hits from Gaara, who, again, the water dragon jutsu is impressive and it's strong, but Kimimaro survived a freaking sand tsunami, being buried underneath it, and have a giant sand burial crush you beyond reason. And yeah, he was in his second state curse mark, but I'm pretty sure the difference in strength between a giant sand burial and a water dragon jutsu is massive. So I'm confident Kimimaro tanks it. I think the most surefire way Kimimaro wins this, albeit it's the most unlikely, is that he will either out-defend Haku or outlast him in terms of chakra. So Like I said, I'm pretty sure Kimimaro has this one in the bag, and it's no shade on Haku. I love Haku. I like probably Haku more than I do Kimimaro as a character, but Kimimaro is just too OP. Like, he's Kage level at best, and Haku was said to be around Zabuza in part 1 Kakashi's level, so he's at best mid to high Jonin. So I was going to do Edo versus Edo, but I think the fight's pretty much just going to be the same, but just going to drag out longer, honestly. So I'll just, skip that. So that's going to be it for me today. And I'm sorry if you guys, thought this video was going to be a little bit longer. And for those of you who like both these characters, again, it's no shade on Haku, but like I said, Kimimaro is just too OP. So again, that's gonna be it for me today. Drop some suggestions down on the comments below for more fights or any kind of video in particular. It doesn't really matter. I'll have a video ready for next week because I already have a match in mind to do. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Like, subscribe, and click the bell to ring for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Like Snow out.